Right, so recently there's been tons of reports regarding a rounded back for the 15 series. Now some leaks have suggested it's going to be very similar to the 5C, so a slight curvature on the back, but there has not been concrete details regarding this. However, we now have a new source giving us further details regarding this. So yes, a source on Weibo has attached a CAD file basically showing us the design we should expect, and the curvature actually is way less prominent, and it's very similar to the 14 series. And it's for that reason I think this actually could be the legit design, because let's be honest guys, initially with every leak cycle there's outrageous reports regarding big changes for the design, but that does not end up being the case. We saw that with the iPhone 14 series. John Prosser gave us these renders, and the final product was completely different. Now of course this year is kind of different because it is the start of a new cycle, since Apple usually keeps the same design for 3 years. But as one of you guys pointed out, Apple actually can't radically change the design because many MagSafe accessories rely on the flat back, and so the curvature being this minor with the 15 series does make sense. Now interestingly, they also give us initial dimensions for the 15 Ultra. They say it's going to be 7.96mm. I believe that's slightly thicker, but I could be wrong about that. And regarding the weight, disappointingly, the weight actually might not see a huge reduction according to the source, and that I do have my doubts about, because we're going to get titanium with this, and that should drastically reduce the weight, and so I think there is going to be a massive difference. And actually, they do say the weight distribution with the 15 Ultra is going to be more perfect, and so maybe something's getting lost in translation, but I do believe titanium's going to make a massive difference. Now regarding the camera design, many of you guys have wanted something different. That does not seem to be the case with this new mock-up. However, another source does tell us we could see more iPad Pro inspired cameras with the 15 Ultra. Now the iPads interestingly have a more flush camera design, with the whole square being covered in black glass, so it's a little more flush. However, I have my doubts about this because the lenses on the iPad Pro are minuscule compared to the iPhone 14 Pro lenses, and so I have my doubts that Apple can make that completely flush with the technology they have now. So once again, I still think there's not going to be a major overhaul to the camera design with the 15 series. Expect that to look the same as recent Pro models. Now of course in the past we have heard about the Ultra going up in size to maybe 6.9 inches. Now we hear the regular Pro, or the regular 6.1 inch size, could also see a size increase and also change in the aspect ratio. So now allegedly it's going to be 6.2 inches with an aspect ratio of 20:9. Now I believe the 14 Pros also got a minor aspect ratio change to of course adopt the island, and so I'm guessing Apple's now making further changes considering the regular 15s should also have the island. But honestly guys, I doubt this display size increase is going to make a massive difference. Anyways, let's delve into your comments. So Flaming Killer MC says, I wish Apple would give a camera layout like you have in the thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail in question, and it looks pretty similar to the Pixel devices, and that's why I doubt Apple's going to do it. I think the triple lens camera has now become iconic. It makes the iPhone instantly recognizable as an iPhone, so of course, drastically changing that might not be a great move. And to be honest, I do prefer how the triple lens camera looks. So yes, I'm hoping this is not the case. So Lex says the design of the current iPhones are beautiful. I don't think there needs to be big changes. Only thing they should do to the design is give us a flush camera bump. Titanium though would be cool because less fingerprints. And while based on this new leak, it seems your wish might come true because the curvature might not be that major with the 15 series. And regarding titanium, yes, I agree this would be a big change. It would have a matte finish, but should also drastically reduce the weight. So Revolt 2009 says, I believe the base model iPhone 15, MacBook Air and iPad Air should get 90Hz and brand as high motion or something. And yeah, we discussed the possibility of this in previous videos, maybe this being called Air Motion, and yeah, maybe that does happen down the line, but to be honest, I don't think a high refresh rate is a huge priority for Apple because most consumers don't care about this. So Yahoo says, iPhone 5C rounded design feels and looks really good. And yes, I love how the 5C looks. And so if these new rumors are false, and that's the design we end up getting for the 15 series, I will be very happy. So BLK Greninja says, please Saran, we need a 7 to 7.2 inch display on the Ultra, 6.7 inches. We've had it for years. Now personally, I don't think Apple's gonna go beyond 7 inches. That's really way too big for a smartphone. I think 6.9 inches is the max they're willing to go because Ultimately, Apple's going to consider ergonomics, and yes, the Pro Max right now is not the most ergonomic design, but of course, it is manageable for the most part, and I feel like a display over 7 inches is gonna be way too large. So Garrett says make a Mini Pro, Regular Pro, and Max Pro. Now I know many want a Mini Pro, but I don't think that's gonna happen because number one, the Mini wasn't a very popular device in the first place, and that was due to the high price. And so having a Mini Pro variant that could be upwards of $1,000 is definitely going to put many consumers off. But also to remember physics-wise, you are not going to fit a triple lens camera bump on the Mini form factor without drastically reducing the battery size, and battery life was one of the biggest issues with the 12 and 13 Mini, so of course, making that battery even smaller to give us pro features is kinda useless. So Opus Digital Audio says, cannot wait for the day batteries are the size and weight of a penny because the weight of phones are getting old. And fair enough, I would love to see batteries and other components reduce in weight because yes, I also have issues with the weight, particularly with the Pro Max models. And actually regarding batteries, it's a real shame the lithium-ion batteries really have not changed much over the years. I would love to see big advancements in that area because if they could use new material that of course gives us a high capacity without taking up a ton of volume in the device, that would be nice. Also improvements to battery health would be appreciated. So yeah, hopefully in the next few years, we do see some big changes. So what Jelani Do It says, should I upgrade to the 14 Pro from the 11 or should I wait for the 15? So I do want to mention, even if you wanted the 14 Pro, you can't get it right now because there are massive supply issues. But anyways, forgetting about that for a moment, honestly this depends on how the iPhone 11 is for you because my brother has the 11 Pro and still has no issues, and so he's going to keep using that, but of course others might want better battery life, a new design, 5G speeds, and so yeah, depends on your use case and if the iPhone 11 is still good enough for your use or not. Also, do remember that leaks can be false. Don't get too excited about these early leaks because, like I said earlier, John Prosser told us this would be the iPhone 14 Pro, but of course, the final device was completely different and was way less drastic in terms of the design, so that could be the case with the 15 series. So temper your expectations, and when your current device is on its last legs, or there's a good trade-in deal you can utilize, then get a new device. Anyways, that's about it, but tell me your thoughts regarding these reports in the comments. Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. Check out the video in the link above on details regarding Apple's VR headset, and on that note, see ya peeps.